Hello, family members, and welcome to another episode of Role Model Makers Experts Cafe. I'm your host, Dr. L, the Parent Whisperer. And today with me, I have an amazing woman, a part of the community that yet again sheds light on important facets of family life. And I thought that it was important for you guys to know about this, for it to be on your radar and address this and be proactive in your children's lives, basically, as opposed to reactive. So thank you guys for tuning in. Without further ado, I want to introduce to you guys Miss DJ Stutz. Did I say everything correctly on that, DJ?
You did it all well. Thank you.
Perfect. Perfect. First win, right? I wanted you to tell our audience members a little bit about yourself, as in what you do, why you do it, and how you got involved doing it.
Sure. Well, I'm an early childhood specialist with over 20 years experience in the classroom, teaching mostly kindergarten. I did some preschool and directing of preschools for the school district. Um, I am the mother of five, grandma to 12. I'm the oldest of seven.
Wow.
And when you put my husband and my families together, we have 70 nieces and nephews.
That's awesome.
So yeah, it is. It's wonderful. I love family and I love kids. So my specialty, like I said, is early childhoods. And so I concentrate helping families and parents, caregivers. I even have some grandparents who are trying to figure out all the new ideas and rules and information that's out there. We concentrate from birth to age 8. And I have a podcast, Imperfect Heroes podcast. You can find it anywhere. I also have the Little Hearts Academy USA.com, where I do group coaching, one-on-one coaching, and um, challenges and workshops and all of those things. I also have for your listeners or watchers a free booklet, the downloadable booklet that they can get at the website. And it's on how to bring kindness into your heart. We concentrate on 5 days of kindness, and it's got things that you can do every day with a different focus for each day.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate it. And thank you for all the support that you're offering our community. DJ, can you tell the audience members how you got involved and why you're passionate about what you do?
Yes. Well, like I said, I've been involved with kids since I was about 16 months old when I became a big sister. But most of my teaching occurred in very low income, and that was by choice. I actually, when I got my degree, got it from the College of Urban Education at Northern Colorado University. And so I saw a lot of parents who really cared, but came from rough backgrounds themselves, and they had so many questions about, why is my kid acting out? Why is my kid always in trouble? And I started helping them and supporting them in things that they could do at home, and we could support them at school to help their kids figure out who they are and to increase their uh, emotional and social awareness and abilities. Well, so I was doing that and then COVID hit and I found myself at home and I thought, I bet more than just my own parents from my classrooms could use some of this information. And so Little Hearts Academy was born. And so it's an academy for parents who are caring for little hearts. And so that's where the name came from. And the podcast, Imperfect Heroes, is that all parents are heroes. We tend to be really hard on ourselves but we're all imperfect. And so no history of any perfect parent anywhere. So I just want to encourage them and support them.
Well, no pun intended, but I can tell you are a very heart-centered individual. And I'm
Thank you.
assuming that between all the family members you have, there's a birthday someplace at any given time.
Yes, every week of the year we've got birthdays.
That's awesome. All right. So, DJ, this topic is really important because parents are often in their head, and sometimes it becomes important
Mhm,
for us to kind of pull ourselves down from the head into the heart and really take the time
mhm.
to actually connect with the kids, figure out what's in their heart, what's their passion, kind of nurture their sense of self and identity in the process, and really see
Right,
them for who they are. So,
right.
for doing that because it's becoming less and less visible in the world. And I think that's a big part of why mental health is on the rise as far as the issues that we are facing, because the kids just simply don't feel like they're being seen and heard, and they don't
Yeah,
exactly know a model that actually works for them to be seen and heard. So it's very
right.
unfortunate. That being said, what are some of the challenges that you face or you see parents come to you with, that they're struggling with? And those would be the red flags that for the audience members watching, they're like, oh, this might be a DJ thing that I have to reach out and go from there.
Yeah. Well, and I think, at the beginning, they come to me with things like, we can't get out the door in the morning, and why are my kids always arguing and fighting? And why does my kid say mean things? Or they're getting in trouble at preschool or at school. And so we start out with some of those initial questions, but then we start investigating a little further. And one of the first things that we talk about and that I help people through is really identifying their own parenting style, their own personalities. What are their triggers? What are their strengths? And then once we can identify some of those things, I actually come from um, a very loving but violent mother, you know, and so growing up with that and seeing how that affected her, it affected us. Um, that's kind of, I guess, where I got started is wanting to reach those little guys in those foundational years. But when we can identify what those triggers are that set us off, or are we a more permissive parent or authoritarian or authoritative, and I'm not asking you to do a lot of changing, but understanding. And so we come from a place of curiosity, I think is the best place to be, is to say, wow, I really blew it today. Why did I yell at my kids or why did I do that? And instead
Mhm.
of beating yourself up about it, be curious about it and say, what was going on that made me feel like I needed to react in the way that I did? Once we're able to really identify that and work through that in ourselves, then we're able to expand that to our children. And so when our children have the meltdown or they're arguing or they're getting in trouble at school or whatever, instead of just getting mad and embarrassed what other people are thinking, who cares what other people are thinking, right? But to say, wow, this is really not good. What is going on in my child's life that makes them feel like this is the way they need to behave? And
Mm.
because we've gone through that process with ourselves as a parent, we're now better able to lead our children through that. And even from a very young age. And in fact, that first year, we do a lot of things that help our children or don't help our children
Right.
to look at the world as whether they're a victim, whether they're angry, whether they're going to be aggressive to get their needs met, whatever it is. That first year is key. And so then we go through the toddler ages and then preschool and early education. And we're going to help them by understanding what is typical behavior for
Mhm.
this age. Because a lot of times I hear parents say, act your age. And I want to say, they are. They are exactly acting the way the child that age will work. And so, anyway, that's kind of how I help parents through.
Awesome. I love that. And actually, early on, you mentioned something which is very profound, which is, there's so much stuff on our plates, especially parents. And when you approach it from, oh, this is yet another thing I have to do, as in work or a chore, then there's no love, there's no fun in that, and you don't look forward to it. And it's the same thing
Right.
can be told to kids. But if you approach it from a place of curiosity, then there is a love of learning. And that love of learning in kids is amazing. Like you can't pull away a child from something that they're engaged in. Imagine if that happened to be brushing their teeth, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so that's
I
the
actually have a
reality.
podcast on brushing teeth. Episode 3, it was a while ago, but yeah, we actually talk about the parenting and the skills that go into something as simple as oral hygiene. And
Right.
so, yeah, it bleeds into every part of our lives and our children's lives. We want to just strengthen that relationship.
Absolutely. DJ, I know that there is so much to discuss here, and you're just talking about the younger kids and the needs
Yeah.
change. So we need to move along with them. And the time, because the time is short, what would be the one tip that you would have for that group of parents that have younger kids, as far as from watching this, they could take away and implement and change things for the better and for the family?
I would say that there's a lot of messaging in society right now that is telling us that the kids need to be in charge, and they do in a lot of ways, but they also need boundaries, and they need to know where they stand, what's accepted, what's not accepted, and then how do we develop and then fulfill those boundaries in a loving, kind way. We don't need to yell at our kids to tell them don't do that or we don't do that, but we can stand our ground calmly, lovingly, and we need to know why we're making those boundaries. But kids really, really do, especially in these younger ages. They
Mhm.
need to know what those boundaries are. And those are going to be developed based on your family values, your family relationships, your culture, your society. But you need to be able to identify them and then stand behind them.
I love that. I love that. Well said. All right. So that's just the tip of the iceberg. So how can
Yes,
people
it
connect
is.
with you further to get more support and learn more?
Sure. Well, you can go to my website, which is www.littleheartsacademyusa.com. There's a link there to the podcast. There's also information on one-on-one coaching that we have available. When we open our group coaching, we only open that 3 times a year. So you want to watch and be sure for that. We also have workshops and challenges and all those fun things that are available to you. But I would go there.
Cool. And the kids can participate in these, or are there any
Oh,
programs?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah. And in fact, if you signed up for either one-on-one coaching or group coaching, that's a family sign up. And so let's say you have your parents are helping out with childcare. They're more than welcome to be part of that. Kids are
Beautiful.
welcome to be part of that. We are just establishing a new our new website, updating it. Keep an eye out. There's going to be stories for the kids, songs to sing with them, things that you can do at home to help them in education, to prepare them for kindergarten if that's what you want to do. So, yeah, keep an eye on that website.
Absolutely. I love it. So audience members, families, please make sure that number one, role model the behavior by reaching out and connecting. It is important to show the kids that they're not alone and we don't have all the answers. And it's okay
Right.
to reach out for support. It's okay to recognize people who are interested in supporting us and in our wellness and our well-being, and reach out and connect with them. And they need to do that too. In this global world where we have all this tech, kids are finding themselves more and more isolated and unable to express. So DJ's work is core and foundational to all of that. So thank you, DJ, for doing what you do. Also, family members, if you have not already done so, make sure you click subscribe so that you get notifications for all the experts that come on this channel, like DJ, share their expertise, share their passions and gifts with you. And DJ, I really appreciate it. You've put a whole host of amazing resources here that I'm going to be sharing in the description box for our audience members. So guys, go to description, connect with DJ, and any final words before we finish today?
Love your kids, find joy in parenting. And if you go to the website, actually, there is coming up within the next week a free downloadable booklet on 5 days of kindness and ideas and different focuses for kindness. So that's free to your listeners and watchers. And so I hope that they enjoy that.
Awesome. I appreciate it. Thank you. Until
Sure.
next time. Cheers.
Bye bye.